China's open for business more so than in recent months, but the tensions with the United States are complicating relationships at a time when companies need customers. Joining us now is Jim McGregor, chairman of the APCO Greater China Region and former chairman of the American Chamber of Commerce in China. And Jim, I think that you haven't changed your viewpoint, even though a lot has changed in the world. You've always sort of, I think, had this perspective. And I think the easiest way to just summarize it is to say that you got to keep your friends close and your enemies closer, I think is the way you'd describe our relationship with China. We need to engage. We can't, if we decouple, it makes us less likely to be able to compete and win, which is what we need to do.
Decouple from China, and they have to realize that America's leading companies, our best tech companies, have the biggest market share in China. They have to be in that market whether we like it or not. 10 years ago might have been different, not today. But you also have to realize China wants to replace those companies in that market over time. So companies have to go in with both eyes open. And I think you should use China to beat China. You know, in China, make your profits in China and then bring that money home and innovate here. And also, we could learn from China. They've studied every technology of the future. They're putting a lot of money into it. So we should try to do the same thing. We need some industrial strategies in this country. I know Rubio is working on some, and other members of Congress are. It's time to just kind of wake up and get our mojo back, and quit just whining about other people doing things to us.
We have been making this, okay, or at least asking the question, given some of the really harsh rhetoric between the two countries, and especially some of the things that the Trump administration, some of its members, some of the hawks in the Trump administration have been really strident about their comments for China, but they don't take it as far as to say we should, that we should get rid of the deal that we agreed on, the trade deal, or not negotiate future trade deals. Everyone seems to understand that that both countries need each other, but that certainly doesn't mean that we're not going to at least expect something from China, whether it's, I don't know, remuneration of some type or maybe, just some type of mea culpa down the road.
Yeah, China's about as good at admitting what it did wrong as we are, right? They're covering up their early mistakes in this virus that infected the entire world and just kind of powering ahead. But I can tell you, in business, they're feeling very vulnerable. They've never been so nice to foreign companies. Mayors are going into foreign companies saying, "What do you need? How can I help you?" They're feeling vulnerable right now, and so that's the time to really try to move ahead. This week could get ugly because Friday the administration came out with this foreign direct product rule, which basically prevents HiSilicon, which is a chip company owned by Huawei, from being able to get its chips manufactured because they're done on American equipment with some American designs. So in doing so, this is a real shot across the bow at Huawei, and the Chinese government will respond. And they've got this thing they started a year ago or started talking about called the Unreliable Entities List. And companies that cut themselves off from the market, even if they're responding to their own government, are going to be liable. And the wording of that says organizations, companies, and individuals. So foreigners running tech companies in the U.S., in China, could be personally vulnerable. There's a big worry on this.
Do you believe that, Jim, that hacking goes on where even with vaccines and therapeutics that China would really attempt to steal that info so that they could use it for themselves? I mean, when you hear the administration say that that's going on, you don't doubt that that's part of it, and all's fair in love and war? You figure that's okay?
No, I don't think that's okay at all, but I wouldn't doubt that it's happening. Remember that China has a very, very concerted hacking program that is outrageous, involving the PLA and others. But I think there's a lot of freelance hackers in China that are out there hacking and seeing what they can get and what they can sell, or can they impress the government. So whether this is a direct government thing going at the vaccines, I do not know, but I don't doubt that it's happening.